Welcome to my unboxing of something that I think is freaking fantastic. Shuttle has, for the longest time, actually I don't know how long they've been building mini PCs, but they're darn good at it. And their big thing is more performance in a smaller space. And I think they've really outdone themselves this time. And I don't want to give away what this is yet. So let me just do this. I'm actually going to save the suspense. That is, if you guys haven't figured out, to just look at the title of the video at this point. I know, right? I'm going to save the suspense of what exactly this thing is until we've actually opened up the Barebones PC unit all the way. Because this is the most performance you are going to fit in a form factor like this. Yeah, okay, so just for comparison, here's the iPhone 4 against the Shuttle to show the size of this reverse monstrosity. That is the opposite of a monstrosity. Lilliputian proportions. Haha, see? Who can pull out the literary terms now? Bam. So, there is my iPhone. Not relevant, I know. Okay, hold on, we'll cover the exterior first, So, we got our 5 1/4 inch bay going on here. So this hooks up fairly easily. I've actually done one of these recently that used the same mechanism. It took me a couple minutes of, kijiggering with it to get it going all right. Here is a 3 1/2 inch front panel. So if you want to put in a card reader or something along those lines, you got your power switch, your hard drive indicator LED, as well as your front panel connectors, including 2 USB 3, 2 USB 2 headphones, and microphone. You got some ventilation going on. You got some ventilation going on over here. You got some ventilation going on over here. That's a 92mm cooling fan attached to a 92mm heat-sinky, radiatory kind of looking thing with a bunch of heat pipes going through it. You got your included 500 watt, 80 plus bronze, I believe. Let me double check that one. No, don't look. Don't look over here. This is all a secret. 80 plus bronze, 500 watt power supply. Ah, good work. Okay. This is kind of hilarious. So there's 2 more USB 3 ports, eSATA power. So we're gonna have to figure out exactly what that's all about. eSATA as well as USB, eSATA, 2 more USB 2, 2 more, so 6 total USB 2, clear CMOS, dual LAN, as well as your 7.1 audio out and optical audio out. So as you guys can already see, this is a unique and very high-end XPC. I already took out the thumb screws, guys. It didn't just fall apart randomly. Man, I'm clumsy today. Fail. Okay. Included accessories include a power cord and a quick guide, which is in color and English even, which is good if you're me and you speak English. Ah, here's what it is. That was easily answered. So, hold on. No, I can't take this off yet. I can't unveil it yet. Okay. So that goes there. And this is actually the coolest thing that I've seen included on a case, or on a motherboard rather, in quite a long time. So it's an external SATA power. Look at that. So that way, if you have, because this isn't, because eSATA is pretty inconvenient to run off of a bare drive, which is what I use it for most of the time, unless you have an auxiliary power somewhere. Look at this, they just include that little adapter for you, and then you just have to have a regular non-powered normal eSATA cable. That is actually fantastic. I think Slick can agree with me on this one. He says yes, excellent. So I'm not just crazy. That's who does that? That's cool. Okay, also included are a couple of regular SATA cables, some thermal compound, a driver CD, which you shouldn't use, as well as some installation screws and zip ties. All right, now. Removing the cover, bam. Check this out. So inside, actually, just that. All right, so taking this apart, there's our 5 1/4 inch drive mount. There's our 2 3 1/2 inch drive mounts. Okay, there's the drive cage that goes with them. Drive screw holes. And there we have it. Yes, this is a full-fledged X79 Barebones system inside a Shuttle form factor. So what does all of that mean? That means that performance per cubic foot, this takes the cake. So there is the 80 plus bronze 500 watt power supply that makes it all possible, but Linus, 500 watts isn't nearly enough for an X79. Actually it is. It definitely is. 500 watts is going to be plenty for an X79 system with one very high powered graphics card, which due to the limited number of slots available is pretty much all you're going to be putting in here. Although, I mean, if you are water cooling and you do want to find single slot backplates, you could, in theory, plug in two reasonably, you know, not quite highest power graphics cards, but two reasonably high draw graphics cards, because it does have dual PCIe 16X slots, so that's pretty cool. It's in there, all right? It's in there, guys. We've also got, hold on a second. Which way do these plug in? Hold on, yeah, we've got the MSATA supporting spot right here for adding a small SSD, a small MSATA SSD, as well as mini PCIe, so that you can add some kind of other add-in card with. So yes, you don't have the option of too many add-in cards here. Once you put in a high power graphics card, that's going to take up your 2 slots, but you can add a couple more other things here. Quad channel RAM is provided in the form of 4 DIMM slots on either side of the CPU socket. We've also got SATA 3 6 gigabit per second ports. You know what? I actually can't tell looking at them, although if I had to guess, I'd say it's the 2 blue ones are SATA 3, and the 2 orange ones are SATA 2 3 gigabit per second. And over here, okay, sorry guys, I'm all excited about this one. This one's getting, there we go. There. So there is our motherboard power. You can see they're using what appears to be a somewhat proprietary looking connector. I mean, is that really a 20-pin power connector? What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as Slick pointed out to me, while that may be a 20-pin power connector next to an 8-pin EPS power connector for the CPU itself, Shuttle apparently just does as they please because it has an eSATA power connector coming right out the back of the case. So we are Shuttle, we do what we want, and that's how we roll, is apparently their mantra, which is cool. We've got what is, for Shuttle, pretty beefy PWM cooling, which makes sense because this is an LGA2011 socket, which means that all of the CPUs that are supported on this socket are 130 watt processors, so there's some serious power to be delivered to the CPU. The chipset also has a cooler on it, right there, and you can see that's probably going to get some excess draftage going on from the CPU cooler that also cools the bulk of the system, because any other air that's being carried out of the case is going to be by this small 40 mil fan on the power supply itself. USB 3 is covered by, and I love the way Shuttle does all the cable management for you pretty much. I mean, look at this. So here's all your extra connectors. I'll show you those in a minute, but USB 3 is done right here. You can install your memory right under that. It's not going anywhere. And then here is your front USB 2 as well as your front panel audio. None of this is going to get in the way once you just kind of route it a little bit like that, once you put your graphics card in there. Okay, let's go ahead and undo these so I can show you guys the included power connectors. So you've got 2 SATA. So that's for your 2 3.5 inch drives. 2 more SATA for your 5 1/4 inch drive, and maybe an SSD that you jam in there somewhere. You got a couple Molex connectors in case you have some kind of use for those, and you still got a floppy connector, which, yeah, I don't know. And then you've got a 6+2 pin as well as a 6 pin. So what kind of graphics card can you put in here? Let's find out. This wasn't easy, guys, but check this out. Radeon 7970. Now, actually, with how power efficient the 7970 is, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this just worked without a hitch. But there you go. It physically fits. Yeah, we had to kind of cram it in there, but that's what it'll look like. Will it get enough ventilation? From here. So it'll actually exhaust air out the back of the case with the blower cooler, and then it will intake air here from here. So that's how it'll get access to fresh air. Will it be as quiet as if you installed it in a full-size case? No. Will it work with the 500 watt power supply and a non-overclocked CPU and a non-overclocked graphics card? Guys, this is not for overclocking. This is for stock speed operation within small form factor. Yes, very cool, guys. So thank you for checking out my unboxing and first look at the Shuttle X79 Barebones PC, supporting up to 32 gigs of memory, up to 2 Beast PCI Express 3.0 graphics cards, if you can, you know, put in like single slot coolers, which doesn't seem that feasible. I don't know where you'd put a radiator in here, for example, but you know, it's just one of those things, just throwing it out there. Up to a 6-core processor, and all within this tiny, tiny form factor. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, unboxings, and other cool computer stuff.